Today's video is what you should do instead of stretching. I'm Max Wardell, overheadathletics.com. The question isn't whether or not you should be stretching. Yes, you should. The question is rather, what can you do in addition to your stretching? I know the title of the video, you're thinking, oh, I shouldn't stretch, I should be doing something instead. That's not correct. What you should be doing is stretching the right joints at the right time, or the right muscles at the right time, the right tissues at the right time, and then be adding things to your stretching to allow you to benefit maximally from your other training. So you must consider that your flexibility training is a major component of all of the training that you do. It shouldn't be an add-on prior to or at the end of your training routine. It should be a staple in your training routine, especially for individuals who are hypomobile or don't have enough flexibility or mobility. They lack range of motion in a joint, or they lack extensibility or flexibility in any sort of direction or plane. It has to be a staple in their program. What I have here is a couple things that can assist you in reaching greater ranges of motion during your training, and maybe you use them before your training, or maybe you use them as an assistive device in recovering from training. And then we're going to talk about how you can apply stretching, and then also what you can kind of do with some strength training exercises to improve your strength and mobility at the same time. So let's kind of get into the video here. So what I have here is a couple things that were given to me to do a video with, which is pretty nice. I don't get any money from these companies, but I have RubBall, which is actually a pretty neat ball. I'll bring it closer to you guys. Get it on, and it vibrates. So it's a nice little massaging device I can put on the ground and actually get some self-mobilization in with vibration. So it's a great little tool. And I also have a percussion gun here that I'm going to talk about in a second. We've done videos on this before. This is a nice little percussion massage gun from Bob and Brad, which you may have seen if you look up therapy videos on YouTube. I really like to prep with some sort of active motion, some sort of self-massage, kind of rolling over a ball. A foam roll is great. There's actually a recent study that looked at vibration with foam rolling, or with a ball in this case, compared to just a regular foam roll. So they took a vibrating foam roll or a vibrating device such as a RubBall like this, compared that to a foam roller, and what they saw was that individuals with this increased their range of motion, whether that was dorsiflexion, whether that was hamstring extensibility or hamstring range of motion. They increased more range of motion with a vibrating device as opposed to a regular foam roll. And it was actually on par with stretching, static stretching. So in a warm-up, you know, this may be a great little tool as a vibrating foam roll or ball. And I actually like the ball a little bit better, RubBall like this a little bit better, because the point that it puts is a little bit more fine. So as opposed to a cylinder, I can only roll in one direction. I have the ability to really search around with a ball and find an exact location where I'm feeling the most tissue resistance or discomfort. The vibration actually decreases the discomfort slightly while simultaneously allowing me to put more force into it. So it's a great little tool. If you can get your hands on one of these RubBalls, to actually get a little bit of massage in with some vibration. And so what was interesting about this study, that they used vibration with self-massage, was what they saw was joint angle improved, meaning flexibility improved relative to static stretching and regular foam rolling. But one of the problems with static stretching was, and foam rolling for that matter, is that you do it, it's a passive modality, just like this, but they saw that decreases in proprioception of the knee, like you didn't know where your knee was at in space as well. You didn't have as great a sense when you're doing something athletic to sense exactly where your knee is at after the regular foam roll and after just a static stretch, as compared to the vibration massage, which gave me a better sense of where my limb was at while simultaneously improving range of motion. So I think that's partially because it just stimulates some nerve fibers, and it starts to stimulate various afferent nerves, which are the nerve fibers that come up and in to the cerebrum, to the cortex. So I think that a little vibration gives a little bit more neurological input. Now the other option here, and I like to do this more towards the end after I've kind of worked out, is hit it with something like this. Now the great thing about a percussion massage is, once again, it's a more focal point as opposed to diffuse point, which is a big foam roller. But the problem is, it's really hard for me to incorporate movement, and what's impossible with a massage gun is a very deep pressure. Now, the one thing that's with this massage gun here from Bob and Brad is that this is a powerful massage gun for the size, and they sent me over the specs on it. I don't know a lot about the mechanics of massage guns, but I will tell you that a lot of massage guns, and I've used a lot, if I press into the tissue with any amount of force, a lot of times the massage guns get jammed up and they stop. This one, I have the ability to press in pretty deep and actually get into some tissues with some force, and the massage gun keeps going at the exact same rate. There's no decrease in performance, and I can actually move along a different vector with relative ease. I just think that this massage gun has a pretty good amplitude in terms of depth, but also good power. I mean, it can withstand a deeper push into the tissues, which is necessary a lot of times when you have a lot of tissue restriction and tissue tightness. I do like this massage gun a lot, but I like massage gun more, hey, my muscle's sore, I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of massage gun, as opposed to, hey, my muscles need to get ready for the workout. What we're starting to see is that a little bit more force into the muscle with a massage ball, the RubBall, and vibration, and it can go into a pretty high level of vibration here. And I don't even use it this high all the time because it'll get a little bit out of control on you if you, that's how powerful it is. But I usually will stick somewhere around 2 beats, halfway, half force, and I'd put a little force into it. We're showing a lot of stuff with the calf, and I want to show you a little bit of a option that you can add with calf stretching into your routine. So you're working on your ankle mobility, your ankle dorsiflexion, getting your knee over your toes. You have a slant board like this. You know, one of the things people always do is just a static prolonged stretch. What we know is if we can do a loaded stretch, maybe instead of 2 legs, we get 1, there's a little bit of tension being produced throughout the gastrocsoleus complex actively to restrain against that motion. Makes me activate the muscles. I may get some more neurological benefit from that. But then I also have the option of doing short range isotonics, or short range little pulses at the end of the range. So this is an option that I have to start to train strength at the very limit of my range of motion and try to improve my ankle range. Now, there's a lot of thoughts out there. I think one of the key things is that as you improve your range of motion, you need to simultaneously improve your strength. And I have a whole nother discussion that I'm going to do in a separate video than this, talking about why you should work on improving range of motion and how improving your ankle dorsiflexion, for this matter, does not decrease your running speed or your power. There's an individual that attempted to tell me online that by increasing ankle dorsiflexion range of motion, you're going to simultaneously decrease individuals' running speed, especially if what he called they were high twitch and very springy athletes. And that's simply false, and that's because the muscles that are longer and have greater extensibility, greater ability to lengthen, don't necessarily produce less force and aren't necessarily more compliant or stretch more easily when active, which is what happens in sprinting or any athletic event. So I'm going to go in depth on that in another video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video when I publish it here. If you like this one, hit thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next video.